Over here in the United Kingdom, it has to be said that politics is an absolute mess. We have a Prime Minister that has totally lost control of his party. And then, of course, we have the very first female Chancellor of the Exchequer bursting into tears inside the chamber. Doesn't look good at all, does it? But as ever, this is a developing story, and I'd like to share more. Nice to see you. Welcome one and all brand new subscribers. Lovely to have your company. And as ever, thank you for taking the time out to join me. Really is appreciated this. You know, it's a funny thing though, when you have these sort of situations, isn't it? Because in a normal work environment, if somebody gets upset, you know, unless they're one of those people that's forever bursting into tears, you do kind of think, well, you know, you have to have a lot of sympathy. This particular woman, the current Chancellor of the Exchequer, Rachel Reeves, famously now burst into tears on live television during Prime Minister's Question Time. Now, here's where this gets problematic, you see, because this is Rachel, a woman who's apparently very tough at dealing in situations, but for personal reasons, something engulfed her. Nobody believes that, and as I told you on a previous video, there was an altercation with the British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer. This is all due to the fact that he's had to make so many U-turns on certain individual ideas. And on this particular occasion, one might suggest he felt this was, again, not necessarily something he wanted to take ownership from. You see, Keir doesn't like to take lectures, as he keeps pointing out, from anybody. He likes to just state the obvious and then move back. But of course, Rachel Reeves, our Chancellor, was under no fit state to actually even offer a question or indeed stand up and offer anything. Now, the true story behind this, literally, is not, well, shall we say, they're not being truthful with you. You see, the day after, they went off to an NHS hospital to celebrate something to do with the National Health Service, and Rachel once again got up to give a speech, but then to the waiting news media refused to say what that personal issue was that caused so much distress. But it's not acceptable, you see. You're in a position of power, you've upset the nation, and people do and rightly expect to know, well, what exactly was it? The story goes that it was the Speaker of the House of Commons, Sir Lindsay Hoyle, but as pointed out, he's sharp with everybody. That would be nothing new. Interesting to note also that Angela Rayner did not go off and offer any support while this was all engulfing Rachel. Likewise, I've been told from an excellent source that the current British Prime Minister, Sir Keir Starmer, was fizzing because, well, quite frankly, a blubbering Chancellor of the Exchequer behind him literally distracted away from his message, what he wanted to get over, already fighting to save his own skin and his own position. But according to that source, you see, this is nothing new behind the scenes. Rachel is permanently on a downer, permanently, literally living on the edge, and more importantly, well, prone to tears on many different occasions. And I don't say that with glee, but clearly the job is way too much for her. Now, as we all know, she lied on her CV, again, allegedly, couldn't work out exactly when she'd been in certain things, and everything impacts on her being, as it were, because other ministers have openly lied too, like Jonathan Reynolds. Yes, remember him. Darren Jones, of course, he couldn't remember whether it was just, you know, fighting men on the illegal dinghies or women and children. So everything's swirling around and nothing is going right. But according to the source, and remember, this is Rachel just under a year ago who decided to rip down portraits of other leaders and replace them with people that apparently she found inspiring. Many a day she's in her office looking into the abyss. Well, have a thought for the rest of the United Kingdom, of course, who are also looking into the abyss, all thanks to her incompetence and inability to manage and balance the books. So while many people are saying, well, you should be a little bit kinder, it's all very well, isn't it? But one person bursting into tears, literally on TV, can garner the sympathy. However, the reality remains with the rest of the electorate, the people that are left to fend for themselves. So while Rachel might be basking in some kind of appeasement, shall we say now, people feeling a little bit sorry for her, it won't last, and the tears will come again. And as I told you recently, Rachel Reeves's job is on the line. Whatever she may think, or whatever Sir Keir Starmer, the current British Prime Minister, may say in public. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.